We at SS Gurus proudly present Mr. Alan. Alan is an accredited Agile IC Agile instructor, and he's providing enterprise agility coaching, and he is coaching transition classes as well. And he has educated leaders since 2019. He's creating an environment for the leaders and organization to move towards more focus on agility, and he's onto it. He's going to talk about the importance of vision, strategy, and roadmap. Over to you, Alan.
Namaste, and thank you so much for having me today. So nice to meet so many great people here. Let me share my screen so we can start. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for having me. And today I will talk about the importance of vision, strategy, and the roadmap for the product. As you can see here, my start page, I like this statement from Alice Adventures in Wonderland. And I have experienced so many times something similar, like we want to create the product, we want to deliver the product, but we don't know where to start or where we want to go. So today, during this session, I will share a couple of my cases about importance and what's happened when we didn't have some of these things. And I will really encourage you during the session, if you have a possibility, just to answer some of the questions that I will be asking. And of course, in the end, when we have a time, we will have also QA session, so you can ask me whatever it's relevant for this topic today. But let's start. Let me tell you a story when I worked in one Danish company. I am living in Denmark, by the way, where we spent an enormous amount of money, which I figured out later on, and producing some product, but nobody knew it, what is going on, where we are heading, and so on. And then I figured out actually that we spent around $30,000 per sprint. We use it a Scrum framework. And these $30,000, actually, we had a lot of developers in wonderful Bangalore and Trivandrum. I love to be there as well. And we produced a lot of good features, actually, but nobody used it. And our product owner said, okay, what's the problem? We have all these good features. We will eventually give it to the users so they can start using it. But it was only one-way communication. And we discover also it's actually important when we are developing the product to focus on the outcome. But then a lot of our development teams outcome, what is that? And one day we had a meeting with some of our stakeholders, and they were really concerned where is their money going, how they can invest more money for something which they don't know why they should use it or where the product will develop during the time being. I will use this story as a reference during my session today. And of course, I will start also asking you a couple of questions in a moment. But just short intro about me. I actually started my career as a software developer and a QA. So I have this also technical knowledge, and I worked in different companies, mainly here in Denmark, different roles. And when I got introduced into agility around 2013, I just got hooked and also considering product management, product development managers, and things start getting make sense for me. And I still love it. I'm still into agile world and product management, and it's really, really interesting. But let's start. When we think about the products we are working on, question for you. what are the three important things about the product? Can someone share your view? Oops.
You can type your answer, or we can unmute you if you raise your hand. So someone is saying which user we are focusing, target market, value, someone is mentioning value, purpose, value.
Okay, that's great. That's great. We are so much aligned. Appreciate it. The second question for you: can you identify how is your product vision linked to the company, your current company vision? You can also type it in the chat. And it is also okay to type it. It's not linked at all. So no problem at all. No input. It's okay. The reason why I'm asking this question is something what happened in the beginning of my story, where we spent a lot of money on producing something which was not linked actually to company vision, what the company wants to achieve. Therefore, the first thing when we are starting with the product, it's really, really important to understand and start with the why, meaning creating the product vision. While we are doing this product, while we want to invest in this product. And what I learned, once when we have defined a product vision, actually we will have a much more clarity and alignment between the stakeholders and the teams and the product owner or product management. It will also provide a clear direction for the team where we want to go and how we want to reach there. It will also help us and guide us to prioritize tasks. In this particular example, from the beginning, our product owner just prioritized as feel like it without any connection with the vision, which we actually didn't have it at all. But it can help us. And then when teams know which direction and why we are developing this product, they will be much more motivated than just driving like in a fog. So when we considering what's the product vision for our products and why we want to have it and why it is important, we should consider about these positive changes we are expecting that product should bring, and also be able to answer why the product should actually exist in the first place. And how might we create one? I have used a couple of, there's a couple of tools or techniques or something, but what I use it is like, envisioning the product and creating some small prototypes or some mock-ups and then present it to stakeholders and or some customers if you have direct customer connection. It can be also, as someone added in the beginning, my first question about three important things. Yeah, know who is your user, create some persona, create some scenarios, and again, present it to the customer and your stakeholders. One which I actually like and it's easy to apply, it's a kind of creating, trade journal review or headlines about the product. And recently in my new teams where I'm working, we actually worked on, and I asked them why we want to invest in this product, which we call it the port monitor. And the guys came with this proposal. And when we present this to our stakeholders within the company, they got it, say, okay, that's what you are doing. So we keep it simple, but it's communicated a lot of good information where stakeholders and future customers can relate it to. So something for you, what you can think about. And also some examples. All of us know Google, Instagram, Microsoft, Apple. And if you just take Google, simple, provide access to the world information with one click, and everybody can relate it to that. When we say Google, we especially Google search, then we know what is it all about. So there is some of these inspiration things what you can consider as well. And when we are working on developing our vision, and we want to understand why we are developing this product, keep it short, just like Google. Think also long term, not only like half year, but think maybe 1, 2 years, maybe 5 years. And you don't need to be so specific and kind of try to describe every single details in it. Keep it simple. And then things to consider while you are working with your team or your customers or the stakeholders for the products. Think about the purpose, think about users. We should target it. What is the need? What do we believe our product will solve for our customers? Then shortly consider about what that product will contain actually. And of course, someone also mentioned in the beginning, goal, value, benefits. How we are going to measure success of our products and why should we as a company invest actually in that product. And here I added also one inspirational template where we can work on it and try to fill these gaps here. So something to consider about. If you have any questions in between, you can just add it in a chat and then I can answer it. Do we have any questions? Okay. And usually what I experience like this first case and also many times when I join the new teams or the new organization, actually there is no vision at all. We have a budget, we have a team, let's do it. Then sometimes when you talk with either product managers or the teams, when teams is developing all this good stuff, we assume that we know the best without involving either users or the customers if we have a customers. That's also something what we should consider. And then sometimes we go just in so-called analysis, paralysis, going in every single details we want to clarify before we kind of publish. We don't need to do that. Create it together with the team, share it, receive feedback, and then we can see how we can adjust it and align. Is that the direction you want to go? And of course, some people or some companies or teams want to, the big is beautiful. So we created huge vision, and then when people reading or when you are trying to explain while you are developing this product, people kind of switch off halfway through. So keep it simple. My next question for you, and please add it in a chat if you have a answer or your view there. Now we have identified the vision. We know, or we assume that we know that our vision is connected with the company vision. And for my last product with Port Monitor, actually, it is linked to overall company vision, what company is trying to achieve. And now we are moving into the product strategy. How is your product strategy linked to the your company business strategy? Okay.
Guys, you can share in the chat or you can raise your hand so that you can unmute. So Satyajit is saying business goal is lagging indicator, financial one. And Chandra is mentioning company exists because of the product.
Yes. And Chandra, if I may ask, the product, if you are working on some specific product, how that supporting the company business goal or company business strategy?
See, basically, we are talking about some companies, which exist because of their product. Like, say, for example, uh, um let's take an example of McDonald, right? Of course, that the company as a whole exists because of the product that they actually sell. So the way business strategy and they need to keep replicating the success they have got. That is one thing. But if we say services, it's going to be a different ballgame. But let's take Apple. Apple as a company exists because of its products. So basically, product is the most important thing to strategize for companies' growth. So this product versus product is equal to company, I would say. That's why I said.
Yes, thank you very much. And if I can just take this McDonald's, imagine that some McDonald's affiliates, either in India or in Denmark, decide to use only veggie burger, but McDonald's from US or all McDonald's, part of our strategy, it's only to produce meat burgers. Would that clash with the overall business strategy?
So on the chart, we could see business strategy, overall vision of what do they do and why. Product strategy, how we meet the vision of business with the product. And Chandra was answering yes for your current question.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thanks. Okay. So what I experienced, now I'm sharing my experience. When I worked with the teams and also some previous teams, when we want to define the product strategy, usually many of these organizations and teams started with defining this great feature that products can do for us, which might work. But then if it's not linked with the vision where while we are developing these products, might get suffer, also to get maybe some extra budget or to produce something what the customer would love to use it. So I'm switching kind of perception, and when I joining the teams and when I'm working with the product teams, I always started with what is the market and what is the need. Why do we believe that this product can actually help us to make some difference on the market, and also who is the target audience who is going to use that. So I'm encouraging teams that let's see the market, let's see what is the need. Maybe, if it's a big company, could be internal, some internal product, but also external. So we need to do this. And one thing what I'm experienced many times is also how we are actually measuring success of the product. What is the business goal? Why should we invest in this product? And how we are going to measure that success. Many teams I worked with, we really didn't have it. And now in my current team, when we start working with focus on the vision and strategy and road mapping, we actually start defining some of these goals, how we want to see success of the products. And as a product strategy, as we have this product vision explaining why we want to do it, and the product strategy should actually answer the question what the company hopes to accomplish with this product, and also guiding through these three items here, like markets need, business goals, and then stand out the future. But how we start with the product strategy? For me, it was important when I started exploring this product management and product ownership that area. For me, it was really important to understand where is this product we are working on in the product lifecycle. And depending where your product is and how mature it is, then you can take different product strategy approaches, what needs to be done, and also it is linked with how much we want to invest. Of course, there is a lot of investment. It's we are just starting and developing the product. A lot of things needs to be done, a lot of market research and so on. But once when we get like a mature level, we launch the product, we are getting traction on the market, we have a customers, then probably a strategy could be different. And of course, if a product is declining and nobody using it and so on, then it's just a matter of time when we decide to shut down the product. So sorry for this first product, what I mentioned, where we spent $30,000, we were actually in the grow stage, and after we define the strategy and the vision, that we start maturing the products. My current products, now I'm working on this port monitor. Actually, we are still in developing phase, and we are expecting by the next year, Q2, to start to introduce it to the market. Salvajet, you raise your hand. If I pronounce correctly your name, sorry.
Yeah, Satyajit, I'm just unmute.
Thank you. Thanks, Venkat. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan. Thanks. It is a very good session. Okay. I just have a quick question over this chart. Okay. So if you could just let me know actually what is actually a difference between explore and a discover. Okay. Is because exploring is, I understand, exploring a new opportunity, while that's in when what exactly we are attending to do in discover stage then actually.
Yes. After we finish this the exploration phase and check it also if there is market need for the product. Then during discovery phase, we are actually discovering how we can start developing this product. Maybe start identifying first the user stories or some big features if we are using some of these Agile framework. Maybe running also, if you are aware of this design sprint, where we maybe try to create some prototypes and present it to our user to receive feedback. So we are kind of try to shaping the concept, how we can validate that our idea is actually good enough before we jump into full speed development. Did I answer your question?
Yes, Alan.
Thank you. And as I mentioned on the previous slide, depending on where is our product on the product life cycle, if it's a core innovation, something we have already launched a product and it's there running pretty stable, we are happy. Then when we are negotiating with stakeholders or the customers or some our managers, then usually it will require a low effort because we know what needs to be done, and also probably managers will be happy. It will not require so huge budget for them to approve it to give us. But if we are adjusting existing product and we want to add some new good things based on the customer feedback or the user feedback, and something new is coming, it might require that we need a little bit more money, but also it will require a little bit more effort because we need to do some exploration, some prototyping, probably some validation with the customers to receive feedback before we start. And then if we have this disruptive innovations, meaning like, something new, we want to disturb the market or particular part of similar products. We want to killing the product, just like what Apple did many years ago with the iPhone, when they disrupt the whole mobile industry. But that requires really high effort and great skills of our people. But in the same time, it's required also a lot of investment. And therefore, the vision and the strategy and knowing where our product is in product life cycle, it can really make a big difference. And it will be also easier for us when we are communicating with our stakeholders or the customers or internally in the organization. And pretty similar what I experienced previously, product strategy, who needs this, we have all these user stories, let's just nail it down and let's hope for the best. And the first example, we didn't have it. And for the second example with the support monitor, actually we start developing that. People were surprised when they hear, okay, we need a strategy. And again, similar like a vision, we know the best, forget about strategy, just give us work and we will do it. And then sometimes when you talk either with the product managers or product owners or the team, what is this product all about? Oh, we have so many great features. It's so great, you click and share and everything's fine. Okay. And then I used to ask, okay, but how do you measure the value? What's the benefits? And then many cases I experienced silence. And someone said at the beginning, we don't have a clue for whom we are developing this because we know the best. So something also what I experienced really many times, and now with this port monitor, we are trying to minimize these things. It's going slowly, but it's progressing okay, I would say. And this is example from this support monitor. You can do it. I use it, a Miro, for example. Simple exercise with your team. If you are working, let's say in the Scrum teams, you can use this during the retrospective meeting. And first ask, for example, product owner, can you fill the gap here? And then hide it if you're using Miro or Mural. And then through the same triangle to the team, say, okay, let's fill it in. And then you can compare and see how much is on or off from each other, how product owners see it or how teams see it. It's interesting, but it gives you pictures, where while we are developing this product and for whom and so on. So some of these things also to consider. My third or fourth question for you. Now we have developed a vision. Now we know why we are doing this. Now we know also what that product is all about, for whom, what market share. And now if I ask you, how's your product roadmap, if you have it, link it with that product vision and strategy?
Based on the vision and the strategy, either we might reprioritize the roadmap, or based upon the roadmap, we might revisit the vision and strategy. So it is like two-way communication is what I feel. My personal opinion again.
Thank you very much for sharing. Yes, and we will come to that as well in a second. Thanks for sharing. Any other comments or input?
They both should go hand in hand, as Satish told, right? Both should complement each other.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and let's explore that. Yes, we have this vision, we have this strategy, we have some strategic goals. Then we organize ourselves as a team, gather all these different initiatives, figure out what is needed, how it's needed. Then we also explore as a team, do we have a capabilities as a team to reach that goal? And it might be, as you mentioned, that might be say, we cannot reach all these goals, or we cannot reach that vision so far. Maybe we can adjust this vision, so for the first, let's say 1 year, this will be part of our vision. And then maybe on quarterly basis, we are doing review and receiving feedback, and then we are adjusting accordingly. And by having the vision and the strategy, it also helps us to prioritize these different initiatives. And when we have a proposal for the roadmap, we share with our stakeholders, with our managers, if they need to give us a budget, and give us some extra people to work on it. And what I learned, it's also this communication. It's really important to be open or transparent, and share your roadmap with the whole company if necessary, or if you are using Jira or Azure DevOps, have like a dashboard, so people can always come and see how it's progressing, where are you, and then you can also invite people if you are using Scrum framework or some of these scaling framework for the review meetings, so they can know where are you at the moment, what is coming next, what challenges you might have, and so on. So, but it is free-based road, I would say, from vision, strategy, roadmap, and then back and forth. And it also helps us when we have a develop or start developing this. Sometimes I call it also dynamic roadmap. That things will change, things will evolve. We will learn something new, and then we adjust as we are progressing. And there are many also different prioritization technique, how you can identify and prioritize your journey with your products. I use a lot of this story mapping, for example, which is easy exercise with the teams and product owners to prioritize, like first release or second release, or adding things on the roadmap. Then I've worked with a couple of my UX designers where we use this Kano model where you can actually ask your users who are not customer, but users who are going to use it, what some of these features we are developing. It's kind of, this is just something I expect. I don't even need it. There is something that must be there if you want me to use it. And then we can work with the user to identify what will kind of delight them, what they didn't expect it, but came and they say, wow, as Anand showed it in the previous presentation, this remote controller. Previously we had, 60 buttons. We didn't even, we use it maybe 1 or 2, but then when Apple came with 1 or 2 buttons, that's what we want. And everybody love it, or iPhone, or maybe Samsung now, depending on what you like. So this kind of model is also interesting thing if you have a UX designer in the team and working closely to your customers. And if someone is interested, I can share with Satish, and then we can share with you as well, so you can explore that. And then also a standard one that what many companies are using, value versus complexity, where you can get some quick wins to get some good and positive feedback from the customers. when if complexity and effort is high, then let's see how we can kind of split these features, if we are talking about the features, in the small chunks, so we kind of continue having quick wins all the time and delighting the customers as much as we can. Yes, I'm coming back to this Alice's adventure in Wonderland. Again, I experienced also that we had a lot of these things in Jira, and yeah, during, for example, sprint planning, product owner said, yeah, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And there was no kind of flow in the delivery. And when I asked the team and the product owners, okay, if I come as a customer and give you $100,000, what can you sell me right now? And they say, yeah, you can get a little bit this, a little bit that. I said, no, I didn't came to buy a little bit this, a little bit that. And if I can take McDonald's example, if I come to the McDonald's and I said, okay, I want a chicken burger, and I say, yeah, you can get a little bit buns with a little bit onion on it. No, I want a chicken burger. So something to to consider as well. And this is my favorite, especially when organization or the teams are new to Agile, and then they say we are working incrementally, or every sprint we deliver something. Maybe they deliver, and then they say we are Agile, we cannot commit. This is my favorite. Say, okay, but you are getting paid, you are spending money, so something you need to commit to. But yeah, that's something really what sticks to me. And that brings us to this review, and as was it Fatisha or Salavajit mentioned, we need to review things, and depending where the product, and looking into our strategy and the vision, then we should consider how often we want to review our roadmap. Maybe some things what we consider it will be cool, and maybe after months or 3 months, we look at again in the backlogs. This is not relevant anymore. That was our original idea, what we thought maybe 3 months ago. So it is about this dynamic, and looking into all these things, then we can consider, okay, now we reached so far, we received some feedback from the customers. Actually, our vision needs to be adjusted, and that will also require changes in our product strategy, because customer actually wants something new than we originally thought about. So there's some of these
Alan,
things.
we are running short of time, Alan. We are just left with 7 more minutes. We have
yes,
might have few questions from audience also. So I think it's good time to connect with the audience and ask for the questions. Yeah.
Yes. So just to summarize, can I summarize in 1 minute?
Sure, Alan, go ahead, please.
Just to summarize, yes, company vision, link it to the product vision, strategy to the product strategy, and then create a roadmap. And there is a QR code here if you want to connect with me on the LinkedIn. Also, if you'd like to talk, there is Calendly. And thank you so much, SS Agile Gurus, for giving me these opportunities for today.
Thank you, Alan. We are opening the forum now for the questions. Any questions we have from the audience, you can raise in the chat itself, or you can raise your hand. Venkat will unmute you, and then you can ask. Shriram is having questions.
Yeah, I do have one question when it comes to product and product strategy. Whenever an organization defines their product strategy, one point that they have in mind is disruptive innovation or disruptive strategy. I hear this word very frequently. Can you explain me a bit on what is this disruptive strategy? If at all we have to make a disruptive strategy, what are all the prerequisites? Because you cannot get into disruption at one point in time. There could be certain level of prerequisites that we should possess, right? And if you could throw some light on it, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have some great ideas, and you want to disrupt the market, and there is no similar products there, you really want to create this. Whoa, this is something new, and everybody wants to stay in queue to buy the product you are developing, right? Then you are disturbing everybody. If I take Apple and Nokia, I worked for Nokia, for example, for many years. If you remember Nokia, we will kind of get to this like a hamster wheel. Yeah, we are producing so many phones, we are selling so many phones, and then Apple was just doing work, on the side, doing a lot of research, so what is missing on the market, and when they launch iPhone, everybody went crazy. They shake the whole mobile industry. And that's something what we should consider. And requires, of course, a lot of investment that the companies are ready to invest money in that.
Got it. Thank you, Willem.
Thank you for asking.
Any others have any questions? The forum is open. Okay. Thanks for the insightful and interesting session, Alan. As part of SS Gurus, we are proud to give you an appreciation certificate. So I hope you can see my screen. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the interesting. Thanks for the interesting and insightful session. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Namaste.
Yeah, guys, please do. There is a feedback which is posted now, so please do fill the feedback.
Thanks, Alan, for a wonderful topic. We are getting very, very positive feedback, both on the chart and the feedback question as well. We're happy to have you on the summit.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and have a great rest of the evening in India.
Alan, there's a match going between India and Pakistan. Can you imagine people are...
I heard. Therefore, we don't have a camera, right? And I can imagine some people, yeah, come on.
So they are missing that match.
What's the score?
India is on a good side, I would say. The score would be low from the Pakistan. Right.
We are going in the right direction, right?
So your session was really useful. Even everyone was attentive here, right? Missing the match, you can see. Right. Yeah.
I really appreciate for giving me this opportunity. Really, thank you so much.
Thank you.